before we went in, I was just like scrolling on Instagram. I found out like, you know, that scene when Tanjiro falls into the Infinity Castle and he's like, there's like that really cool split. You see all the castles. Apparently that was all hand drawn.
Oh my god!
Every single little asset. It was like 1.1 or 2 million assets of a building. So everything from so that what counts as windows, pillars, and everything. There's 1 point something million.
And this is my intro. Ready? And welcome back to the Gain EXP Podcast with your hosts today. I'm Doggo EXP, and
I'm
over
Jor.
we got
You guys didn't hear this because we're gonna edit this out. My man started this out with this is gonna. He said, clap, clack, 3, 2, 1. This is my intro. And it stopped it. Clap, clap. And it did a retro again.
Yeah, but I'm going up against a voice actor over here. Like, voice smooth as butter. And then I'm out here, like, barely able to clap. So,
thank you. Okay.
So, on today's episode of the Gain EXP Podcast, we're going to be talking about a trending topic, but a super relevant one to what we talk about on here, which is going to be the Demon Slayer movie, the newest one, the Infinity Castle. I believe is
Castle Part 1.
Part 1 is the true title of this movie. And before we get into it, just as a heads up, there will be spoilers. We're going to be talking freely about the movie, so if you haven't seen it yet, don't want anything spoiled, make sure to click away. This video might not be for you, but if you did see it, or you don't worry about spoilers, then welcome. Whether this is your first time, your second, or your sixth time, since this is the 6th episode, but yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about today.
I also think that if you haven't watched it yet and you want to go see it, come back and watch the review. I think it'd be interesting if you especially like watching anime reviews to hear it because from the perspective of us, what's interesting is that I'm actually someone who read the whole entire manga about like a few years ago before like Demon Slayer really got actually around the first season of Demon Slayer. And then Riley hasn't watched it.
Yeah, you've done the manga. So when I sent you stuff after I watched the movie, I was afraid of spoiling it for you. But if anything, could reverse spoil it for me.
You know what was really funny, actually, on that note, is I went to go see it with my girlfriend. And I was running late because I was picking up dinner on the way over to the theater and snuck it into the theater at like a gentleman.
Wait, what was it though? What did you sneak?
Just like pita sandwiches.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty fire. Falafel pita sandwiches.
Wait, you sneak pita sandwiches into the movie theater? Most people sneak normal things like candy or like, I don't know, like little snacks, but pita sandwiches are like kind of crazy.
No, I stuck pita sandwiches inside of the movie theater.
Is this what you normally do?
Yes. Actually, one time, it's like a side note to the side note, is one time an ex-girlfriend of mine, we were going to see a movie, and for whatever reason, we were craving watermelon. So she cut a watermelon in half, wrapped it in plastic, put it in her stomach. And we walked through as if she was pregnant.
Was it convincing though?
Yeah, no one questioned.
Was it obviously bad? And they were
because it was cold and she just put a bunch of baggy clothes on.
All right.
So no one.
Jesus, dude, you're like in your lackeys fucking smuggling the most crazy shit. So,
anyways,
don't take this man to an airport or anything.
I've already been interviewed by a few nations. I've been interrogated by a few nations. That's not even a lie. Yeah. So we got into the movie theater and she texted me and she was like, hey, I was like, we're running late. I'm running late. The place was like, it's really popular. It's taking a long time to get the food. And then she was like, oh, you're going to miss a good like 15 minutes or 20 minutes of the movie.
The beginning was pretty good.
And then I was like, well, I know what happens. I'm not really spoiled.
Did you think that, or did you text that to her?
I was on the phone with her. I was like, I know what happens in the movie. Obviously, I think I missed part of like the really cool opening part.
Yeah.
But I think in general, I story wise, I know what's gonna happen. My concern always right now is even in this podcast that I'm gonna accidentally spoil what's happening next.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Don't talk about what happens after.
I'm gonna try to remember.
It's funny because I was actually late to the movie as well.
What was your excuse?
A totally different reason. Actually. Mine wasn't because I was smuggling pita pockets or pita sandwiches in. Mine was because I actually got there early. And what happened was that doesn't make sense. Like get there early and then I was late for the beginning, but it makes sense. Watch. So what happened was we talking about this on a podcast episode like months ago, like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And so right after we finished talking about it, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna get the movie tickets now.
It wasn't after. You bought it midway through our conversation.
I bought it because I was like, I'm irresponsible enough to forget about this. So I'm just gonna buy it, and then they'll remind me when it gets closer or whatever.
Yeah.
So I bought it at the time for IMAX. And what happened was we get there like half an hour early, and we're in our seats, and the movie theater's full, by the way. Like, I was actually kind of surprised by that. Like,
really?
literally every seat was taken up in the entire theater, which is part of the story here. But we sit in our seats, and then this couple comes up to me and her, and they're like, those are our seats. And we're like, no, look at our tickets. But then their tickets to say almost the exact same thing as ours. Like, me and her have the same number, and then my girlfriend and the guy have a little bit different numbers. So we just give our seats to them, and we go to the front office desk person, and we're like, hey, these people like jacked our seats. And they were like, oh no, like, when did you buy these tickets? We actually, that one and only specific seat that you bought that ticket for is the only seat that actually got removed from that theater. So we're like trying to figure out if there's even like if we can even watch this movie.
The fuck?
Yeah, they like removed that seat, and I was like,
how
why
do
the
you
hell did you guys remove
physically
that
remove
seat?
it?
Yeah, they like took it out of the theater. So
fuck?
we were one seat down or whatever, and they were like, yeah, sorry, like that happens, I guess. And I was like, no, that doesn't happen. This happened one time, and it was really bad luck. So good thing we actually got free tickets to go see the Chainsaw Man movie when it comes out, and they gave us better seats right up front. But we missed like the first 10 minutes of it.
Oh, that sucks.
So when I said the beginning was good, I guess we both missed the first 10 minutes of the movie, so we both don't know what the
Wait, you said the beginning was good, but you don't know, but you didn't see it.
The first like 30 minutes was good, yeah.
Oh, okay.
30 minutes that I saw, but I didn't know you also missed the same part as me. But yeah, we also missed the first.
I got there right when they started fighting, around the time when Shinobu was fighting the second rank.
Oh, upper two, yeah.
Upper two, yeah.
Damn, that part was like pretty awesome, actually. It's okay. The part before that doesn't matter as much.
But like, I mean, that whole fight scene when it plays out into the second movie. It's not as really a spoiler if you watch if it's not really a spoiler for the second movie, because if you watch the movie, you know that's going to be the upcoming fight just based on how it's good running.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite fights in all of Demon Slayer.
Nice.
That one, and also the Zenitsu one against whatever the fuck upper six.
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucker. Love that. That's one of my favorites.
That backstory was actually really cool. I didn't expect it actually at all.
So good. That one's so good. And I guess we're going straight into the thing, but yeah.
So the Shinobu part is actually funny because, like I said, the whole theater's full, and we actually have good seats like up front and all this stuff.
That's fun when the theater's full.
When she died, I swear to God, like somebody physically started crying like in front of us and to the left.
Okay, to be fair, it's real sad.
I looked though, and they have like the whole cosplay like Shinobu going on.
Wait, that's actually so sad.
I was like, wait, did she know that she was gonna die? Like, because like she was legit crying tears, and I was like, oh my God, like,
oh no,
I love a good movie, but first of all, like, I'm not a crier during movies, like out loud so people can hear me. But second of all, I was like, damn, that's kind of shitty. Like, you walk in, your favorite character, you dressed up like them, and boom, the first thing that happens.
The first thing she does.
She dies.
In the first scene. Oh no. That's so sad. Wait, I feel so bad for her.
No, that was funny as shit. I first
You don't feel bad?
Not at all. No. I was like, oh my God, that's so annoying. Who's crying? And then I realized after I saw it, I was like, okay, maybe like that's kind of solid.
That's reasonable.
Maybe a little bit reasonable, but if it was some normal like mom or kid or somebody like that just crying over, I'd be like, oh, come on, like it wasn't that sad. To me, it wasn't that sad.
You know what's really funny about the Shinobu scene? Okay, we keep going into the actual review, but this is my last thing before we actually say like, okay, our thoughts. But the one thing I never really understood about Shinobu's character is that her whole entire thing is that she uses poison because she doesn't actually have the physical strength to be able to cut off a demon's head, right?
Right.
But then she's able to pierce them through their body into a wall. And I'm like, I'm not sure if that makes sense.
So she is strong enough to pierce someone's body into a wall, but she isn't strong enough to cut off
the head.
Yeah.
Which is like, I don't really know how that functionally makes sense.
Did that bother you, or were you just like, oh, that's interesting?
It's just like an interesting thing I noticed. Sorry, like my alarm went off. But it was like it doesn't like bother me at all. And I'm like, but you know, I do theories, so like naturally in my head, I'm like, that doesn't flow.
Yeah,
but
totally.
like, I honestly really think that Shinobu's like character or like fight style is actually really cool. I think they did that just to have a character that isn't just using like a fucking katana, and
Yeah.
her
Yeah.
sword is more like a rapier, which is really cool.
Yeah, everyone has like some sort of weapon or sword or something like that.
That's
so,
unique.
Yeah, her character is cool. I mean, like this is not talking about the movie in general, but the fact that she has her like it's like her little sister, right? Was the one that walks in and sees her dying and stuff, or is
Yeah.
that just like an apprentice? It's like her sister, right?
Yeah, well, I think they're the three of them. So her older sister
That's right.
was also a Hashira that died
Mm-hmm.
to the same guy.
Yeah, that's right.
And then
yeah,
the
yeah.
girl
And then-
that the
yeah,
girl that it's they consider there's like she's like their adopted younger
that's
sister.
right.
Yeah.
So
Because
he's
this is
about to get
anime, you
he's
can't-
about to get a triple kill then. Huh.
Yeah, it's anime, so I can't say anything about what happens.
No,
next.
yeah, I'm just
Yeah.
messing around, but that would be so disrespectful, like taking out the entire lineage. just,
Yeah, I
like,
know.
one
He
at a time.
already killed the first one. Like,
Yeah, well, the first two now, but
yeah.
maybe the third. You never know. So, anyways, okay, so we'll just start with overall ratings. Then does that work? Like,
Yeah.
What's your like? I mean, you've already knew the story, and with that context, what did you think of like the whole movie? And what would you give a 1 out of 10 rating? Like, what's your Jordan rating there?
I think because it's tough to be like give my overall rating because I think my experience is different as someone who knows what happens, right?
Mhm.
So like story wise, it's weird in my head that I separate the story and then the movie animation style because internally I've experienced the story and the movie separately.
Right, through
So-
manga and then this movie now.
Yeah.
So.
I will say adaptation wise as a movie from the actual story, it's a 9 out of 10. Like full on amazing animation. Animation was fucking fire.
Mhm.
I was like before we went in, I was just like scrolling on Instagram. I found out like that scene when Tanjiro falls into the Infinity Castle and he's like there's like that really cool
Oh,
split. You
yeah.
see all the castles. Apparently that was all hand drawn.
Oh my god.
Every single little asset.
Jesus.
It was like 1.1 or 2 million assets of a building. So
Dude.
everything from so that what counts as windows, pillars, and everything. There's 1 point something million.
Dude, the fact that someone drew, because like, you know what gets me tripped up is like, even when we record videos and stuff like this, like, you know, when like a camera focuses on an object and then the background's kind of blurry.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can come back into vision if they want to focus on something behind the character or whatever.
Yeah.
I think drawing that would be like freaking crazy. Like, can you imagine drawing like a fuzzy background and then like drawing a clean picture of it and then having it like be changed or whatever?
Yeah.
Like the art, I agree, is like really, really awesome.
So I think internally, I'm actually more curious about your idea of the story because internally I already know this, and in my opinion, just to be flat out, they're making a trilogy of this. So this is the first movie. There's gonna be a second one. There's gonna be a third one. This trilogy is this last arc of Demon Slayer was my favorite part of Demon Slayer. Period. This last arc was the best arc in all of Demon Slayer to me. That's just in general. So I give it like a really good like 8 or 9 out of 10 in terms of the movie, but that's because I'm like pretty much mostly judging it by the art because my association with the story is different.
Yeah, totally. Well, I mean, that's a good perspective because there's going to be people watching or listening that read the manga as well and then saw the movie. So
yeah. Like I will say one thing that is awkward that as someone, and I think it was a really smart decision to make the final arc 3 movies instead of a TV show. Because one thing is that I was lucky enough to experience reading the manga after it was completed. And I think that really helped because the whole arc kind of flows into one another. And I mean, you could kind of see it when in the movie where they go from like one scene to another very, very fluidly. And it kind of stops where the first movie ends. But obviously when you're reading it, it keeps going, right?
Right.
So I think I think it was a really smart decision to make it into movies, because now you can stop after the 2 or 3 fights or midway through one fight and like in the main chapters and go on. Versus if we watch a TV show, I feel like those little like stopping points wouldn't flow as well. Like imagine the fight with Akaza, the martial arts guy with.
Yep.
I feel like I'm saying this wrong with
Are you talking
Tanjiro.
about the upper 3?
Upper 3.
Yeah.
Let's call him upper 3. I think it's easier.
Yeah.
So imagine the fight with upper 3 or even the fight with Upper Six,
Mm-hmm.
and stops midway through in the TV show and goes another thing. I feel like just doesn't flow well.
Like it stops and then you get the Burger King commercial.
The Burger King commercial.
Whopper Junior.
Yeah.
Or like, oh my God, off topic. Have you seen? You've seen Jujutsu Kaisen. You know that song they play at the end? And it's like da-na-na-na, and it's like the trumpets and stuff. Man, that shit kills me because like the most morbid thing could happen,
and then just
then
suddenly
it's like
happy, like rap.
The best music of all time. But yeah, anyways, yeah, you like that. Then it didn't break it up, and that had a good flow, and that was important.
Yeah, I would say overall for me, it was about an 8 or a 9 out of 10 because of that, and I do have an eternal bias of me already liking the story beforehand,
Gotcha.
and knowing what happens next, which is obviously gonna affect how I know it.
Yeah, totally.
So what do you think? Personally, as someone, I think you represent most of the audience.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, because I haven't read the manga, and I was trying to avoid any spoiler as much as possible. I didn't see it day one. I saw like the Tuesday after it came out or something.
Yeah.
So I was trying to avoid all spoilers. So
I saw the spoilers because I didn't forget.
yeah. I was sending you some of the spoilers too. I was like, oh my God, this is hilarious or
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who didn't read the manga, who just watched the show from the very beginning since it started till now, I think like the movie, it kind of like started at a lower rating and ended at a higher rating for me because like I had expectations going into it, not because I knew what was going to happen, but because like I knew there's a lot of hype around it and like it's ufotable, so like there's higher expectations for the art to be good.
Yeah.
And like Demon Slayer already is a good show, so if the movie didn't match that same level of quality for the story,
Yeah.
like I would have been like very disappointed. So I had decently high expectations going in because I kind of anticipated what to expect. And then basically from the beginning, I thought it started really slow for me. Like I didn't think there was anything that really made it stand out when they were running around the Infinity Castle at all. But then I think it shifted for me. Like it started out like a 6.5 or a 7, probably like average in my mind. And then when the Zenitsu fight starts, I think that's when it jumps up to 8.5 because I was like really like caught off guard with how good that fight scene was.
Did you not really enjoy the upper 2 fight in the beginning, like the first half of the upper 2 fight?
Not
with Shinobu?
It wasn't like that crazy to me. Like it was kind of like what I expected. Like he's really strong because he's an upper 2. She gets absolutely murked. And then like I didn't think it was that sad to me because I didn't really feel emotionally attached to that character. Obviously the girl crying in the front would disagree with me, but I personally didn't feel attached. So
did you watch the last season, Demon Slayer?
yeah, I've seen it all. That was the
cool.
Swordsmith Village or arc or whatever.
No, the Hashira training arc.
Or the Hashira training was the one after. Yeah, I've seen all of them. But so it started like 7, let's just say. Then with Zenitsu, it's like 8 to 8.5. And then I thought the upper 3 fight was, and his backstory even was like phenomenal. So I think it ended probably like at a 9 for me. Like it exceeded the expectations I think I had going into it. And yeah, visually it was great. Music was really good. And then I think the surprising thing was it actually got emotional, like with upper 3's like backstory and the girl and like him caring for her and stuff. It like even gives me like goosebumps just thinking about it right now because I'm like, dude, that story was like genuinely really surprisingly good.
It was
like,
really
I kind
sad.
of expected it to be all fighting, to be honest with you, and just them like overcoming evil. But the thing Demon Slayer does consistently well outside of just this movie, but in the show is like they always make you kind of like the bad guys as they're getting absolutely destroyed, and then when they finally die, you're kind of like, oh man, that person was actually like kind of good, but they just had like bad things happen to them.
I
that
think
made them bad or whatever.
It was so funny. I was like, I watched that. I midway through the movie, I overheard Kayla was just on the side, was like, my girlfriend. She was just like, oh, their backstory's so sad.
Yeah, literally, like all of the upper demons, like or any of the bad guys, they all have really depressing backstories.
I mean, that's like why. That's okay. Like it's kind of that thing of like, yeah, okay, yeah, everyone has a bad, sad backstory, but at the same time, like that's why they're in this situation. Why else would you become a demon slayer unless something bad happened to you or your family, and now you want revenge, or I guess you were born into it, like some of them are.
Yeah, because some of the things they represent or the themes they talk about are like real things that people actually experience. They're not like super out of touch or anything. Like the girl is like deathly ill and stuff, and then like she gets better through like the power of like love, but also like medicine and all this shit. But like these are real things that people have gone through in life, and you're like, but they're rare, but you know they exist, so
Yeah.
you're kind of like, that sucks, like I can't believe that happened to him. And then like I could see you can almost relate to why like they kind of hate people or like the world around them or whatever.
I'm not gonna lie. If that shit happened to me, I don't think I'm not sure if I would do what he did, but I can also be like understand it. Like, you know, like if you know for a fact that these people poisoned your whole family and they all died and specifically while you were away, which was a very bitch move, by the way. That's the most bitch move ever.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not saying that that's the good solution, but I was like midway through watching it, I was like,
that's more understandable.
I can't blame him.
Yeah, an eye for an eye kind of situation.
Yeah, like I can't.
An eye for like a shit ton of eyes because all of them.
Yeah, he fucked them all up. This was even before he became a demon. That's the wild part.
Yeah. Did you know? Remember the one guy? He's the dad of the girl, like the guy that teaches him how to fight.
Yeah.
Did you see the videos online that it's actually
Channing Tatum?
Yeah. That was so fire.
I was so random. I was like, oh shit, that's Channing Tatum.
I was like doing side quests right now.
Yeah,
it was awesome, man. I was like, what? I didn't even notice that in the movie, but he's a good voice actor, actually. Like, I'm not even saying that because he's like that's out of his realm or anything. I genuinely really liked his voice,
his interpretation of it
in the show. I was like, oh wow, this guy actually has like a cool, like a good voice for this character, and it was like somebody we all know, which is like crazy.
I was what's it called? The so I watched it subbed actually.
Oh, you watched subbed? I watched dubbed. Yeah.
It wasn't really for me and Kayla. It was less of a choice of like preference of sub versus dub. It was more of like we just had a lot of the theaters near us, I'm not sure about you, were only showing 2 times, and it was just the one time that worked for us. I don't know if we would have had a preference. It just so happened to be the time thing. I am glad that you watched the perspective of dub and I watched perspective of sub. And I think, obviously, that the voice acting for sub was actually really good. I'm not sure about what you thought about dub.
I can't talk to the sub, but for the dub, we watched it in dub because we've watched the show in dub as well. So we were like, oh, it would be weird if Inosuke's voice was different or whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's how we are with like most shows too. So yeah, we just watched it in dub and it was like awesome. Like it's really good. I mean, you're not really introduced to new voice actors except for like that guy, the girl, who else was like not previously, like maybe some of the demons or whatever. But most of the characters already had established voice actors.
Yeah.
So like there was nothing surprising there except for like those 2 characters and the girl was okay. Like it's kind of like the typical, stereotypical like anime, like I talk like this because I'm a little anime girl, like a little light, soft kind of thing. But yeah, Channing Tatum's voice is really good for that character because he's supposed to be like the strong guy.
Yeah.
And he just has like a strong voice when he talks. So it was really cool. I liked it a lot.
That was really nice. I really enjoyed it. I think overall, I think like the what actually, okay, this was kind of really annoying on my theater. I don't think it was a movie thing. Specifically my theater.
What's up?
Just the volume. They shot that shit up.
Oh, really?
The fucking like 11.
Were you in the back or where were you sitting?
We were just in the middle. And then I was like, I mean, this is cool and all. And I was like, I remember thinking, I was like, maybe is it because I haven't been to a theater in a while? But I was like, no, this is stupid loud. It's stupid loud. So like, I feel like, okay, like I can't dock it on that, obviously, because that was on the theater. But at the same time, I was like, dude, this is really loud. Like every single sword slash felt like I could hear it right next to my ear. Not in a good way. Like
it's like annoying. Like it's distracting from the movie.
Yeah, like I mean, like just like the sound direction was great. Just like I love whoever was the I forgot the term of
like the audio engineers or whatever.
It's the power or something sound designers. They're the people who make all those different sound noises.
Oh, the sound effect people.
Yeah. So they did a great job. I think every single thing sounded exactly like it should have. But it's just unfortunately my theater was just like they fucking. I was wondering if it's the movie mixing or something like that. And then no, like the music, the sound effects, and the talking was 11,
super loud,
super loud, which did take me out of it a little bit. But I tried to kind of like adjust. But I will say like sound direction, the voice acting was amazing. I think I think it was good that I watched it in sub because I did watch Demon Slayer in sub.
Mm.
So like that was really sick. But I think we should take a break because I'm worried about the camera. But after this, let's talk about the individual fights and which one was your favorite.
Oh yeah, let's do it. There we go. Okay, so we were just about to start talking. God damn it! Hold on. All right, there we go. Now, see, I can't do intros. It takes me 2 tries, maybe even 3. Who knows? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so today, God damn it. So what we were just about to talk about was our favorite fight scene, and we're gonna get more into the details of the actual movie instead of taking it that higher level. We're gonna, get a little bit more deep into it. So
yeah,
we're gonna talk about favorite fight scene. I think was the next thing. So what was your favorite fight scene?
Okay, I think everyone's gonna say the upper 3 fight because it was fucking beautifully animated. I cannot deny that. That moment when this was like the shonen moment where everything just goes crazy is when the fucking towers lift for no reason at all. This had no reason why they had to do this. It was the towers lifted and then the water came down from the towers and it made like an arena. I was like, this makes no sense. Like objectively, why the fuck would this happen?
Yeah.
But it was sick. I think that was sick. I think that was the best animated one.
Okay.
I will say my favorite fight scene. There's really only 2 because I kind of don't want to count the upper 2 fight because it's still ongoing.
Gonna continue.
But I don't think I'm gonna count. But let's say if I do, Shinobu and upper 2, I wouldn't count that as the best one because 1, it was like kind of short. But I will say the Zenitsu fight was so sick.
Yeah,
Zenitsu having that moment where he's just actually a cool person.
Yeah, everything was basically building up to that moment. So you like the upper 3 more than you like the Zenitsu fight?
No, I like the Zenitsu fight more than upper 3. I think he's just. I think that as a story arc was my favorite.
Yeah.
But animation wise, upper 3 fight was better. But like just in general, I really love that whole entire kind of coming of age, like coming to his own character and then showing off his like the form that he made himself because he couldn't learn any other one.
Yeah. I think actually, well, what I was going to say was the same thing that you did in that I like the Zenitsu fight more. I think that might be the more unpopular opinion, but and it even animated, like it was really well done in terms of animation. In terms of the individual fighting moves, I feel like the scenery and like everything was better, like done better in the upper 3 fight, but the Zenitsu fight was arguably better because it actually is more than just fighting. Like it actually told a story between the 2. I think upper 3 story was a part of their fight. I would count it like that, but at the same time, like I don't know, their story together and just like him being egotistic about like I should be stronger, and then him like using his only move basically to destroy this guy is like kind of awesome. Like he only knew Thunderclap 1 or Thunderflash 1, right? Yeah. And the other guy knew like 2, 3, 4,
5, and 6.
And and then he like uncovers the mysterious, never before seen like.
But he didn't uncover; he made it.
The Thunder move 10 or something like that. It was like crazy, or was it 9? I don't remember.
It was 7.
7. So that move.
Subtract 1.
10, 9, 8, 6, 5. Yeah. So him inventing that move or creating that move was freaking awesome.
That was sick.
And the fact that he like is losing because he keeps using the same Thunderclap Flash 1 is like, I don't know, it just builds on itself really well. So yeah, that's really awesome.
I really, really like that whole entire arc. I think there's this like, I think there's a part of it where yes, upper 3's fight was really good, super well animated. His story's really good too, actually. His background story was really well told. But there is something to be said when it's just one-on-one. Right. There's one-on-one. There's a backstory between them. One of them really wronged the other. And just a complete like redemption arc for Zenitsu too. Like this is legitimately when I was reading the manga, like because his whole entire thing is done now. Like I didn't like his character until literally that moment, and he became like such a great character afterwards because he verbally destroyed the man too. Like, he burned him,
dude. To me, like he had the weakest, well, other than like Inosuke, who was like no backstory basically, but Zenitsu's backstory was like not that resonating because it's just like his grandpa or
forced him
his not his real grandpa but his like mentor like like teaching him everything and like dying and all this stuff or passing along his abilities. Like I didn't think that resonated as much, but I think in the movie, like it actually did because of like you see like their dynamic and relationship and it builds more on that. And then when he like he's not gonna die, but he like goes into that alternate dimension and sees the grandpa on the other side of the river when they're in the flower bed.
I think it's like implied that is heaven.
That he's like seeing
And the
him before
river,
he
the
might
river's
die.
like the like
I thought that scene was pretty cool too. It actually made me care about like his backstory.
I saw people tear the fuck up. I saw
Yeah, it
I
was
looked
good.
over and I could see like Kayla tearing up a little bit, and I was like, I was feeling it too in my heart. I don't know. There's something about like familiar like bond like that still gets me. I don't know. There's still something to that.
Yeah.
But I think I really enjoy the one thing that not only in this fight but also Upper 3 fight and is the representation. Also, they do this throughout the whole entire anime too, for sure. Like the representation of like heaven and hell, where it's like kind of like a beautiful flower thing, and then with Upper 3's fight, it was they kind of had him burning, but it was like it was like a very honest representation. It's like he had his redemption, but he's not going to heaven.
Yeah.
Like that's an honest truth. Like he
Yeah.
fucked up a lot of people.
He did. Yeah. He kind of like murders an entire like
dojo.
family.
Yeah.
But I think like in terms of the stories themselves, I think Upper 3's to me was more sad and more relatable, but that didn't make me feel any like less like engaged in Zenitsu's story. I just think like Upper 3 story is more like kind of sad because it's like I think both are original, but his is just like relatable because it's about like love and stuff and like
we don't have
like not only love between him and that girl, but like
finding new family.
the fight that like finding the new family, and then like the leader or the dad like basically adopting him because he sees like potential in him, like being a good person and like helping people and stuff.
Yeah.
Even though that's like what happens, but then also doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that shit is like horrible. I hate thinking about like
sad scenes.
The sadness of that.
Did you cry?
Because I didn't cry, but I was like, oh, that fucking sucks, dude. Like, it just like I don't know how to describe it, but it's a weird feeling that you get. But yeah, I thought his story was more relatable, more sad.
Yeah.
Zenitsu's in Upper 6's was just like, or Lower 6 or whatever. Theirs was just badass. Like,
yeah, that was sick.
It's basically like who's gonna win the approval of Gramps, like me or you, and then Zenitsu doesn't even care about that, and then ends up winning basically. So yeah, I don't know. That was a good fight. 2 good fight scenes.
I think one thing that is really cool to see at watching the anime or like the movie, the animation movie, is that just because obviously when you're reading it, it's like really nice. It is really cool. Yeah. There's also parts in the manga which I can't really find the exact scenes or anything, but when they're making the manga like week by week, right? They can't really draw every part of it perfectly and beautifully.
Right.
For a movie, they can. In animation, they kind of have to a certain extent. With something as big as Demon Slayer, and there's been a couple scenes that were famously that came out when they compared the manga to the movie, where it's just so.
Is it like night and day? Or
it's
what?
so like not. I don't want to say shittily drawn, but it was like so like really like. The panel was like you could tell it was like a very quick panel of just someone moving that it just didn't really like flow.
I saw one like that too.
Yeah. Where it was like kind of like a cartoony chibi character versus in the movie you could see like just like you're drawing everything. It was really cool. I think one thing that is really nice is that from the movie and from them running around, and even though it may seem like a really long and drawn out part, it really shows you the scale of this place.
Yeah.
This place is fucking huge. And I think that's one thing that really stuck with me. And one of my favorite parts of the movie was when I was reading the manga, I got it. It was like, oh, it's an infinity castle. I was like, oh, that's probably fucking huge, right? But no, when you watch it, it's fucking massive.
Yeah.
It really is fucking infinite.
So what did you think about, you remember the part where they are in the room and they're sending the crows out to discover the infinity castle and they're drawing up the paths and stuff like that? Like, is that like kind of what you're talking about, like that scene specifically, or was there like a different scene that it comes to mind when you think of like
I think
the expansiveness of it?
I think anytime the crows are like flying in the movie, And then I think it's a really creative choice where the crows represent kind of like a tournament announcer, but also like it's like a tournament announcer, but it's also like a real. It's like it makes sense why they would have to do that so that people know what's going on.
Man, you know what's sad to me is, and I know you know this, but Kayla might not or whatever, is in dub, that shit, like the crows talking, is hilarious. Like, it is super funny compared to subbed, because like in sub, it kind of like they go caca, and then their voices kind of still have that same
like bird
sound, but in English, it's like caca, and it's like, don't look to your left, there's an enemy.
They didn't even try to make it like a bird?
No, they did a little bit. I'm over exaggerating, but it still sounds so stupid and dubbed. Like the way that they talk is just ridiculous. It's kind of like it makes you laugh out loud funny. Like every time the birds would talk, the entire theater would just kind of like laugh because it's just too ridiculous to take seriously.
Upper three's dead.
Yeah, it's literally like a small chibi man voice or something like that. It doesn't like. I guess that can be a representation of a bird's like the way they might sound if they spoke English. Because
this is how I'm imagining in my head. So like this is how I would do it if I was the bird, right? Shinobu, I don't remember her name. Shinobu is dead. Shinobu is falling.
It was more like Caca! Shinobu is dead. Shinobu is dead. Haputu is dead.
But like the way you were saying it kind of made me think it's.
Oh, like,
wait. Caca. Rank 3 upper demon is dead. Wait, sorry. Caca. Rank 3 upper demon is dead.
Like their balls just dropped.
Yeah. Caca. You turn left now.
That would be way more cool, actually. That'd be way cooler.
Hey, bitch, yeah. I'm a bird.
I don't know, man. Like, we'll watch clip. I mean, I'm sure you know already, but in case you don't, I'll just show you a clip of it. It's super funny. It makes sense, but it also doesn't.
Does it take the immersion out a little bit?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Like it does it in the show too. Like when you first meet Zenitsu and you find out about the crows, it's the same voice kind of deal. Like they don't change it. And it just kills you every time. You're like, dude, like I can't believe this bird's talking right now. Like, but in Japanese, you're kind of like, oh, this sounds kind of normal.
No, I think the bird, like, I'm not sure if it maybe might be the language, but I think the bird sound actually like fit. Like it sounded like a bird.
Yeah.
Like it actually sounded like a bird. I was like, it sounds like a parrot. Like they really sounded like they made it sound like a parrot, which was like probably what it should be.
Probably. Yeah.
But yeah. Is there a specific scene that was gripping to you?
Oh, in general?
That was your favorite scene or favorite piece of animation?
I really like. There's a lot, so I'm trying to decide right now. I mean, I think when Upper 3 uses he creates the snowflake on the ground.
Oh, the technique thing?
Yeah, like because the way they animate it, it's like the whole room goes black essentially, and it's just the glowing snowflake on the ground.
Yeah.
Which I learned after the movie, and other people who reviewed this pointed out that that's like symbolic of the girl or whatever.
She had like, I think a hairpiece or
the hairpiece and stuff. I didn't catch that in the movie, but I thought that scene was cool, like when he's using his powers and stuff. I think that's great. And then I like when the girl gets healed, and then Upper 3 went in his flashback, fulfills his promise of them looking at fireworks together and stuff.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty. Like,
that was a
sweet,
really well,
and it was done well and drawn well. So I think those two scenes were the most impactful, and then the fight scene with Zenitsu was probably like up there too. So those 3 scenes were probably the most impactful to me. But I really like the fireworks scene a lot. Like that was the part that almost made me cry, and I was like, no, I can't do this. It's a full theater, and that woman up there just cried wearing her cosplay, and I don't want to cry.
Yeah.
What scene was most impactful to you?
I think my favorite scene is, or just in general, like watching it in a sense, taking the emotion out and purely as a fight scene is when not including Tanjiro, which is if you don't know, you know this.
What's up?
I don't really give a shit about Tanjiro. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I don't give 2 fucks about Tanjiro. This is like kind of my thing too. Is I don't really care much for shonen main characters. Like not in general. Probably out of all the shonen main characters, Sakamoto from Sakamoto Days is probably the best actual
dude,
main.
He's a badass. Yeah.
And then Luffy from One Piece. But I
He's
honestly
also
still
great.
with Luffy from One Piece, my favorite characters. I think most people's favorite characters aren't Luffy, even though he's a cool character. I think
like Sanji or like
Sanji,
whomever.
Zoro, whatever,
Yeah.
right? Like
What's his name? Mihawk, right?
Mihawk. Fucking Mihawk's dope.
Yeah, he's. I mean, I've only watched like 50 episodes, but he's introduced. And he's dope. He's really cool. He's strong as shit.
Yeah,
so.
White Beard or Rogers. Anyways, this is not One Piece review.
Yeah,
but
not yet.
I think Tanjiro is too much of a shonen main character for me to give a shit about.
Yeah, he like fanboys over what's his face, the black hair guy with the water.
Giyu?
Giyu, yeah, he like
Giyu.
constantly fanboys over the Hashira being like very epic and stuff, which they are epic, but like he's the only character in the entire show that's like, oh my god, I can't believe like Hashira is using their powers or whatever. But like none of the other characters give a shit. Like they do because they're strong, but they don't like fanboys. But it's like kind of a typical main character arc is like being like that. So
I do really like the two that I really like the fight scenes of. I really like Shinobu's fight scene because it was the first time we really saw the insect breathing one.
Oh yeah,
that was cool. Purely for the show off. And then Giyu's like one-on-one fight scene with Upper 3 was sick. Yeah. I think that like just pure animation wise and just seeing the water flow and the fight and the kicks and just like this, like again, the scale of it
in general is just dope in that movie.
Yeah, and then just like this pure scale of it where the dude's just like shooting fist bullet match. I don't fucking know how that works. But
but
fighting
like fist man dude.
Yeah. But like that was I think the best animated fight scene out in there, and it's just pure peak of just anime fight. Like that's to me is like animation wise.
Okay, question. This is a very specific scene that we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah.
So what did you genuinely think about like the part where his head gets cut off and then he's still able to like fight back? Like what do you think about that?
I think it was definitely a choice.
Yeah. Okay. And what about it?
You know, this is one of the few times I feel like the manga was actually nicer.
Oh, was it really?
Was not because I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I haven't read the manga in a while. But I remember it being only a couple of shots of Upper 3 without his head in the manga. And because it was only a couple shots, it didn't feel as like zombie-ish. It just kind of felt like, oh my god, like he got up, and it kind of went into the backstory part of it.
Yeah.
And it came back into like he's growing his head back, and then and he like basically kills himself.
Right.
But I think because of the mangas chose to make the pacing a lot faster on those scenes and not go back to his body. I might be wrong about that. Again, it's been a while. I feel like that made it feel a little less weird because I think they kept trying to make that seem so surprising, which it was. But then the more you show it, it becomes the impact becomes less.
Yeah, I agree. I think like there were very few moments. Oh god. Dude, don't adjust your knee, man. You're going to knee yourself in the face, my guy. Yeah, so there anyways, I think that was probably, there weren't very many times where this happened, but that was one of the few times where I feel like I actually was taken out of the experience, and it actually did kind of like not, like I didn't think they fit it in very well, because I was kind of like, oh, this is like, the more they showed it to me, the more it looked goofy almost. It wasn't even,
exactly,
like, cool or scary or epic. It was just like, and like I get it, like every movie, video game is like, we defeated the main boss, yay, and then they like come back as like a different form or whatever. So I get they have to do that.
Yeah.
But like I almost kind of wish they never did that part. Like I just wish they would have like offed him and then did his backstory, and then like he would have like, I don't know, dissolved and floated off into space or whatever.
I think. Okay, let me know if you think, because this is how the manga played it out. Maybe this might be better for what it was. So what in the manga it was, and you could tell me if this fits what you would think would be better, is that he got up, everyone's like shocked, like what the fuck's going on, and then they go into his backstory, do the whole entire backstory thing, and then they basically don't show him again, and then they show him about to go like grow his face back and hit Tanjiro, and then decide to just like off himself.
Yeah, that would have been the perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
That would have been perfect because I didn't like. I don't know. Again, like every movie's plot is pretty much the same in that way, where they think they win and they don't. But I almost kind of wish like it would have been like that, where they could have finished off his story, but allowed him to like die instead of coming back and being like also just as strong, if not stronger, but he has no head this time and all this stuff. Yeah, I didn't really like that part. That was probably one of the very few things where I was like, that was kind of a miss. Like, or it like actually took me out and I had to start thinking, like trying to get back into the movie a little
Yeah,
bit.
I also didn't really like it when Tanjiro tried to jump with his sword and then dropped the sword.
Oh, yeah.
That everyone in the
Yeah.
theater went, huh?
Yeah, no, that's the same shit that happened in our theater. They were like, what? Like some guy literally behind us went, what? It was I forgot about that actually.
But I do think, because I think what they were trying to do was trying to make that poetic moment of him coming to accept himself and it, like killing himself. But I feel like because they're trying, it's weird whenever they make a sad scene and they kind of force you to feel sad about it versus like trying to make it or force you to feel the impact or the scariness of it.
Yeah.
Versus letting it flow.
Yeah, there were two. I don't remember what. Now that you said that, there was this one dude behind us who just kept fucking doing that shit, but it was warranted. There were two things. That was one of the ones, and I can't remember what the other one was, but there were like two or three things where the guy was like, "What?" Like he literally said it like that right behind us, and that was one of those. It was like didn't make sense almost. It was like it didn't match the pace or it didn't make sense. Like why did that happen? Or like I think it was in one of the fight scenes, like he misses or some shit like that. Like when it should have made sense for him to hit the enemy, and it was like, what? Why would you miss that? So, yeah, there were some times where the pacing overall was good, but there were some like what the heck moments in there. But then also the other thing that I was kind of critical over was it felt really long. Like
the movie,
the movie felt really long, and like that's fine. Like it's a 2.5 hour movie, I think, or something, or 2 hours and 15 minutes. But like it almost some of the parts to me, like actually kind of contradicting what you said earlier, like how you thought it flowed well. Some of the parts to me almost felt like it transitioned, and I could tell that there was supposed to be some sort of like stopping commercial or something like that.
Oh,
like there only happened once or twice, I think, and it was like some flashback transitioning scenes, but it kind of almost made it feel even longer because I was like, oh my god, are they just stitching together like 12 episodes into one long thing? Or So there was a little bit of that for me of like I wanted them just to get to the point already, and then sometimes they wouldn't, and it would be worth it. Like it would be worth waiting to see like how it plays out. But sometimes it would be like I would be waiting for the climax, like the fight scene with Upper 2. It felt very long, and I was like, can we just like get to the part where he kills her? Like, I don't know, like it just felt really long in some parts. So those were like probably my two main gripes was pacing a little bit, and then transitions. I felt like it could have been like to me, it just made it feel really long the way they did it. So.
I think it's always like a struggle when you get into like some of the. I think this is gonna be the last point because we gotta get cut off soon.
Yeah, you're good.
But I think there's something to be said about with a manga, right? Because it's closed panels, right? You can take your time to really analyze and look at something. And I feel like sometimes when that's translated to an animation, not to defend or anything like that, it can be a weird struggle of pacing because you don't know how fast or slow it's going because it's a still image.
Right.
When you're looking at it, and then it's like, okay, should this scene goes faster? And I feel like a lot of times they end up making it slower because when you're reading it, it feels slow and it feels okay because it's like it's going to be slow because you're actively reading it.
Yeah.
But anyways, coming to the last thing, overall, I like it. I think I give it an 8 and 9 out of 10. I really like the animation, obviously. Might go to a different theater for Sound Thing for part 2. But how about you close it off? Give your overall rating. And then I think it's a little interesting to close it off with because I know what happens.
Yeah.
What do you think the next fight's going to be?
Okay. So I think overall I give it 8.5. Yeah, 8.5 feels right, I think, for it. What's stopping me from giving it a 10 were some of the things I just talked about. Which if you're watching this as a short later, make sure to go back and watch the video to see what that is. But what I think is going to happen is I think that the little girl that the flower, the youngest sister of the three, or the adopted sister, I think she will somehow win that fight with the help of the other two Hashira that didn't really fight that much, the strong earth guy and the mist breathing guy. I think they're gonna all team up, and I think somebody might die there, but I think they'll come out and win that fight with upper two. And I don't even know what's gonna happen with the upper one with the 6 eyes, because like you definitely this, and again, this isn't a spoiler because I don't know what happens, but just the way they draw him with the color of his hair and the marks and stuff he has, similar to like Tanjiro and stuff. I just want to know if they're related or some shit, because I feel like there's going to be some story of like they're either from the same clan, or like it's like gonna be his dad's brother or some shit, like some Star Wars like Luke, I'm your father kind of shit. Like, so I think I want to know their relationship. I don't even want to guess what it is, but there's gonna be something that ties them together there.
Okay.
But again, I wouldn't even know what to guess, because I've been trying to guess that since the beginning of the show, because they kind of show you what he looks like in the swordsmith village when they have the doll that they're fighting and stuff.
Yeah.
You can tell they're related somehow, or they tie back to each other, whether that be through village or blood or whatever. But I'm interested to know what that's going to be all about. So that's what I've got. All right, so cool. Yeah, cool.
I'm not going to say whether or not you're right or not, but
yeah,
like,
I mean, don't worry about it. I'll forget about it in a week. And then when the trailer comes out for the next one, I'll remember it. So.
All right. Well,
anyways.
Hey, thanks for watching. Let us know what you think of Demon Slayer's movie in the comments below. And if you have any anime recommendation that you want us to watch, whether it's old or new, let us know if you want us to review it. Obviously, we'll not do the ones we've already watched. But if it's something that we might be watching or anything, let us know you want to see a review about it.
Totally. Yeah. And thank you so much. Make sure to hit subscribe, like this video, and as always, drop a comment for us below. And we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Right, bye-bye.